What's up, everyone? My name is Luke, aka the Bowtie Guy or the High Five Guy now. I am coming to you guys today because I'm going to show you guys how I did my trip this past summer. If you haven't seen yet, this past summer I went 80 days around the country out of the back of my car, 17,000 miles, and did it all for just $2,000. Now, the way I planned all that trip, people always ask me, how did you know where to go? How did you know what to do? Well, today I'm going to share with you guys how to plan an epic trip like I did. Now, I offer this as well, like I'll do this for you if you really want to go somewhere and you want some advice, but it's a 12-step process, so it is kind of lengthy, but I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do it, make it really simple for you. So, number one, I made this flyer, this PDF that you can find on my website, which I'll put a link below. It's on my website, it's free for you to download, take a look at so you can reference it, and that way you can also plan a trip. Or again, if you want, you can reach out to me. But step number one, guys, is to go to Google. When you go to Google, you're going to go to like one of the map systems, whatever you want to use, Google Maps, Google Drive Maps, whatever it is, so that you can set up a visualization of your trip. So, let me show you that real quick. So you just go to Google, you go up to your Google Drive, you go to New, you go to Google More, Google Maps, and this will allow you to create your own map. You can also use MapQuest, things like that. And then here, when you type in an address, so say Annapolis, you can add it, and then add it to your map as a point of interest. You can edit it, and you can write in descriptions, and like, oh, what you want to go do here, I want to go do this, that, or the other, and that way you have a reference of what it is. Next, you're going to want to, right here, you're going to want to open Google and type in what to do in blank place that you're going. So, real simple, I'll show you that again as well. You just go here, Google, you do what to do in Rome. When that comes up, you'll see all these things here. These are what you are going to look at. You're going to go through, see what you think, what's interesting to you, what do you enjoy, what do you think would be worth going. When you find a place, like let's say we want to go to the Trevi Fountain, you go back to your document, you go up here and you type in Trevi Fountain. You see it pop up, click on it, add it to your location, then there you go, you got another point of interest. So essentially what you're doing is just going through a couple different ways in order to aggregate the top things to do, the things that would be interesting to you in order to plan. So, number 3, guys, go through and take a look at what really interests you. That's what I was just telling you about. Make sure you add it to your list. That's exactly what number 3 is. Number 4, you go to TripAdvisor and do a similar thing. Go to TripAdvisor. I could show you exactly what it is, but I'm sure all of you have seen TripAdvisor before. Go in, search, top things to do in whatever place you're going. Go through the list, maybe read some reviews, think about like what you would enjoy doing, because that's one of the things people always ask me on trip, like where was the best place? Well, it really depends on what you enjoy doing. It's like if people ask me for recommendations, I'm like, well, what do you like to do? Then I can give you a good recommendation. So go through TripAdvisor, do that. You can look through it as well. Next, you're going to want to find out where the visitor center is. This is a key important part. This is just helpful because when you get there, you don't want to be running around looking for the visitor center, asking people, because oftentimes locals don't know where the visitor center is. I mean, and at first I was surprised as well, but if you think about it, I mean, do you know where your own visitor center is in your own town? No, probably not, because you don't ever have to use them. So make sure you do your research beforehand and find the visitor center and add that to your map. And I would even add it to your map and change the icon so that it's unique and it stands out from the rest of the icons. I'll show you real quick how to do that. So if you go to your website, there your map that you have, if you click on it, you can do the edit, you can change the color. So if you want, you can change the color, you can also change the style. I always do the star or the house. There you see the star or the house, and then change the color to something bright like pink or something like that. So that way it stands out from all the blue dots and everything else. So next on the list, right after that, go to Facebook and make use of Facebook. You got a lot of friends on Facebook. You got a lot of connections. You also have people that you aren't directly connected to, but who might have gone to wherever you're going, or who might live there and might be able to provide you somewhere to stay, or maybe they know the things to do. And so leverage your social media. Reach out and say, hey guys, I'm going to Rome. Has anybody been there, or does anybody know anybody there? Do you have any suggestions on things to do? Like, why not? Like, we're in a social age now where people just love to share about their stuff. I mean, that's why people post on TripAdvisor and all those other places. So just reach out and do that. Next, you're going to need to go to Google free things to do in blank. This is especially if you're on a budget like I was. Like, you won't realize it, but there's so many free things out there that people post about and that you aren't aware about, and that nobody will tell you about when you go to the visitor center, because that's not what they're about really always doing. If you go to the visitor center and you ask them specifically about free stuff, they'll tell you, but if you just ask things to do, they're more likely going to lean towards the things you have to pay for. So always ask, guys. Just always ask. So online you'll find free things, like especially in Europe, there's lots of free walking tours and things like that. A lot of other free things people post, even if it's not an official thing. Like, people say, hey, well, this is a free thing. Like, I found that this is a very scenic walk. Go and do this, and like stuff like that. So you have lots of great things there to do. So number 9, look up the tours and hop on, hop off buses, things like that. Those are really usually great things. If you have some money to spend, I a lot of times recommend doing that first, because then it gives you a feel for where you are, the city, the things to do around it. A lot of times they'll give you information about other historic things to do, museums, activities, attractions, best food places. Like, they ultimately become like the prime like tour guide that you want for, like, before you start your trip. Like, when I was on my trip this summer, I found that several of these bus tours gave me other things to do and pretty much set up the rest of the day for me, or the rest of the 2 days that I spent in that city. So next, you want to check out the city's website. Almost every city has a website where they post different like activities, events, things like that. A lot of great resources that you could easily overlook, but they're right there in front of you. You just have to go check out the website. A lot of times they also have like partnerships with different places and stuff like that. So the visitor centers, so that's something you always want to ask as well. When you do that and you put them together, they'll give you lots of great things to do, and oftentimes not too expensive either. And then if you know any locals, ask them what you should do. This is something that like you just don't always think about. Like, just think really hard for a couple minutes. Like, do you know anybody? Think about it maybe a couple different times during the day or during the week, because somebody else might come up. Depending on your circumstances, you might have a new trigger in your mind or something like that. But if you know anybody or know anybody who knows anybody, always ask, because it never hurts to ask, guys. That's the one thing I learned on my trip that's most important, is it never hurts to ask, no matter what it is. Because if you don't ask, the answer is no, and you'll have that lingering idea over your head, what if I did ask? And it'll just bug you. So, and then last one, now that you know where you want to go and everything that there is to do, find a place to stay, and that's really important to do beforehand. Unless you really want to go out and be adventurous like I was. When you don't know where you're going to stay, sometimes you get stressed out, overly stressed, and it's not worth it. But if you're on a real tight budget, look at hostels, especially in Europe. Hostels are a big thing. Airbnb. Again, you can ask people if there's somewhere you can stay with, even if it's just like, hey, I just need somewhere to spend the night, a couch to sit on. That's fine. But this is exactly how I did my trip. This is how I planned every last bit of it. And I really didn't plan that much. I mean, I just did this in the beginning, and then when I went out, I was like, I want to step out of my comfort zone a little bit. So I just broke free from like saying I have to go do this, and this. I kind of went with the flow, spoke to locals. The visitor center, of course, was a big help for that. That's why finding the visitor center, number 6 on here, is really, really important. Because otherwise you'll be looking around. I think when I was in San Francisco, it was like impossible to find the visitor center because I didn't do it right away as a precursor. I kind of did it on the spot, and I never found it. It was a horrible experience. So, with that being said, guys, this is all available on my website. If you like this video, please do hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be sharing more travel videos. If you haven't seen all of them already, there's all the videos from my trip this past summer. I saved my Snapchats, made a video of each day in each city, giving you tips, advice, tricks, things to do in each of the places, and giving you a little piece of experience of these places. So definitely check those out. And then I'm going to Europe this winter, 2016 to 2017, and I'm going to be doing the same thing. So add me on Snapchat. I'll put the links below, guys. Snapchat, Facebook. I'm going to do it all, and I'm going to share with you guys about it on social media. So definitely check that out. And then please share this video with others, share my social media with others, because I want to help more people. I want to be able to reach, and we can only create an awesome community if we share with each other. So definitely hit the like button for this video, subscribe. It really helps me out, guys, so that way I can get to more faces, more viewers with the shares. And then go ahead and feel free to download. This is a great resource. It's free for you. Just go to my website. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.